You've seen it before. A simple plate. White rice. Nothing special. Maybe it's beside stew. Maybe it's the only thing on the plate. You take a bite, and you don't think twice. But pause for a second. Every single day, billions of rice grains are eaten across the world. Billions. Not in one country. Not in one city. Everywhere. From small homes to crowded streets. From quiet villages to busy cities. Rice shows up, again and again. And no one really questions it. Where did it come from? How did it get here? You just eat. That's how normal it feels. But behind that normal feeling, something massive is happening. Miles and miles of land. Fields that stretch farther than your eyes can see. People wake up before sunrise. Machines move non-stop. Water, timing, pressure. Everything has to be right. Because this isn't just food. This is survival for millions. And if something goes wrong, it doesn't just affect one person. It affects families, cities, countries. You're holding something small in your hand, but it carries a story most people never see. Sometimes we eat things every day, without ever thinking about the people and systems behind them. And if we keep ignoring it, who tells their story? Because some stories, they don't shout. They just exist, quietly. And people walk past them, every day. But it all begins in a place where a single mistake can destroy everything. The field is quiet. Water sits still, like nothing is wrong. But everything here is fragile. Rice doesn't grow like most crops. It doesn't stand tall in dry soil. It lives in water. And that water can save it or destroy it. A farmer steps into the field. Slow, careful, watching. Because too much rain, and the plants drown. Too little, and they dry out before they even begin. There's no balance here. Only risk. At this stage, every grain is a gamble. Days pass. The sun burns harder. Clouds gather, then disappear. Nothing is certain. One wrong shift in weather, and months of work vanish. No warning. No second chance. You look at a plate of rice, and you see something simple. But here, it's survival. Families depend on this. Not just for money, but for food. And when it fails, there's no backup plan waiting. Just silence. Sometimes we complain about what's on our plate, without knowing how close it came to not existing at all. And somewhere, someone is standing in a field like this, hoping it doesn't all disappear overnight. If you've ever taken food for granted, just think about this moment. Because right here, everything can be lost. And even if the crop survives, harvesting it becomes a race against time. The field changes overnight. What was soft is now ready. What was fragile now can't wait. There's no calm anymore. Only urgency. People move faster now. Voices sharper. Steps quicker. Because this moment doesn't last long. Harvesting isn't just about cutting rice. It's about timing it perfectly. A machine starts in one corner. Loud. Fast. Precise. On the other side, hands move through the field. Cutting. Gathering. Lifting. Two worlds at the same time. Speed and care. But neither can slow down. Too early, it's useless. Too late, it's ruined. The sun is rising higher. Heat building. Time is running, even if no one says it out loud. Grains fall as they're cut, some lost to the ground. Too dry, they break. Too wet, they spoil later. Every second matters. And when millions of acres are ready at once, the pressure is massive. You can feel it. Not panic, but something close. Everyone knows what's at stake. This isn't just work. This is a narrow window that closes fast. Miss it, and everything before this moment means nothing. No one stops. No one hesitates. Because hesitation costs too much. If you've ever delayed something important, thinking you had more time, this is what it looks like when time runs out. Here, there's no second chance. Only now. Only this moment. And once it's done, once the last grain is cut, it still isn't safe. Because harvesting is only the beginning. And what comes next decides everything. The harvest is over. But nothing is safe yet. Piles of rice sit in the open. Fresh. Heavy. Still alive in a way. It looks ready. But it's not. Freshly harvested rice isn't ready to eat. Not even close. A worker grabs a handful. Lets it fall slowly through his fingers. Too wet. Too soft. If it stays like this, it won't last. It will rot. And it won't take long. If it's not dried correctly, it can rot within days. The sun becomes part of the process now. Not just light, but pressure. The grains are spread out. Thin. Even. Watched closely. Too much heat, they crack. Too little, they spoil. There's no room for mistakes. People move around quietly, turning the rice, checking it again and again. No one rushes. Because rushing ruins everything. You can feel the tension here. Not loud. Not dramatic. Just careful, constant attention. This is where the first major losses happen. Some grains won't make it. Too wet. Too damaged. Too late. They're removed. Set aside. Forgotten. And no one talks about them. Because what matters is what survives. You look at rice and see one thing. But here, there are always two sides. What makes it forward, and what gets left behind. If you've ever wasted food, just think about how close it came to never reaching you at all. Because every grain here is fighting to stay. And what happens next will decide if it becomes food or just another loss. The silence is gone. Machines take over. Loud. Constant. Everything moves faster now. The rice is poured in.no pause. No hesitation. Now the process becomes mechanical, fast, precise, and unforgiving. Belts move. Metal spins. Grains rush through narrow paths. There's no room for error here. Each grain is pushed forward, pressed, rolled, stripped. The outer husk is removed. Layer by layer, piece by piece. Each grain is stripped, cleaned, and refined at incredible speed. It looks smooth from the outside. But inside, it's pressure. If a machine is slightly off, thousands of grains are damaged in seconds. Too much force, they break. Too little, they stay unfinished. Everything has to be exact. Workers stand nearby, watching, listening, not talking much. Because they know, one small mistake doesn't stay small here. It spreads. Fast. Grains fall into different paths. Some move forward. Others are pulled away. You don't notice it at first. But it's happening. Right in front of you. But even here, things don't always go as planned. Some grains crack under pressure. Some don't make it through clean. And once they're damaged, there's no fixing them. They're gone from the process. Quietly removed. Like they were never part of it. You see clean rice in a bag, but you never see what didn't make it. If you've ever thought machines make everything perfect, this is where that idea breaks. Because even here, nothing is guaranteed. And not every grain survives this stage. And the losses might shock you. The machines keep running. Nothing stops. But something is missing. Not all the rice makes it through. A surprising amount of rice never makes it past processing. It's not loud, it doesn't look dramatic. But it's happening. Every second. Grains move forward. Then suddenly, some are pulled away. No explanation. No second chance. Some grains break. Others are rejected entirely. A crack too small to notice. A shape that isn't right. A color slightly off. That's enough. They're separated. Dropped into a different path. A quiet exit. And the line keeps moving, like nothing happened. You start to see it now. For every batch that moves forward, another is left behind. At this scale, even small losses become massive. One grain doesn't matter. But millions. That's different. That's food that never reaches anyone. Work that disappears without a trace. No one talks about this part. Because it's easier to show what works than what gets lost. But it's here. Hidden in plain sight. If you've ever thrown food away without thinking, just imagine how many grains never even get that chance. How many never make it out of this place. How many are lost before they even begin. And still, the system keeps going. Faster, bigger, more precise. Trying to lose less. Trying to save more. Because feeding billions means reducing every mistake. So how do producers minimize these losses while still feeding billions? The grains that survive don't stop moving. They don't rest. They move into storage, large spaces, quiet, controlled. Temperature matters. Moisture matters. Too warm, they spoil. Too damp, they grow mold. Nothing here is left to chance. This isn't just farming anymore. It's a global operation. Every bag is tracked. Every batch is recorded. Where it came from. Where it's going. Nothing gets lost, unless something goes wrong. Trucks wait outside. Engines running. As soon as one load is ready, it moves. No delay. Because delay means risk. Every step is calculated to reduce waste and maximize output. Routes are planned. Timing is tight. One mistake, and everything slows down. And when things slow down, loss begins again. Ships carry it across water. Roads carry it through cities. From one place, to another, to another. It never really stops. And everything must move perfectly. People don't see this part. They see the final bag, not the journey behind it. Not the coordination. Not the pressure. If one link fails, the whole chain feels it. And somewhere, someone is watching all of it. Checking. Adjusting. Fixing. Trying to keep everything steady. If you've ever thought food just arrives, this is the part you never see. The part that holds everything together. Quiet. Precise. Constant. Because feeding people isn't just about growing food. It's about moving it, without losing it. And even with all this control, even with all this planning, there's still something no one can fully control. But even with all this precision, one factor still threatens everything. Everything looks controlled. Machines, storage, transport, all moving like a system that can't fail. But there's something outside of all that. Something no one can fully control. A single disruption can affect millions of people. The sky changes first. Rain comes too early, or doesn't come at all. Heat stays longer than it should. Water dries up faster than expected. Climate shifts, transportation delays, global demand. A truck breaks down. A road gets blocked. A shipment arrives late. Small problems, but they don't stay small. They spread. From one delay, to another, to another. And suddenly, food doesn't arrive where it should. The pressure builds. More people need it. Less is available. Prices rise. Access drops. This system is powerful, but fragile. It looks strong from the outside, but inside, it depends on everything working together. Perfect timing, perfect movement, perfect conditions. And when one part fails, the whole system feels it. You don't see this when you eat. You don't see the risks behind every grain. But they're there. Every day. If you've ever assumed food will always be there, just imagine what happens when one part of this chain breaks. When the trucks don't move. When the fields don't grow. When the system slows down, even a little. Because for millions of people, this isn't just food. It's survival. And yet, despite all these risks, despite everything that could go wrong, Billions of grains still find their way to your plate. The journey slows down. Not because it's over, but because it's almost invisible now. The rice is packed, sealed, measured, labeled, clean bags, neat stacks. No noise, no pressure like before. It looks simple again. After all this, the journey ends somewhere familiar, your plate. Trucks carry it into cities, into markets, into small shops. People walk past it every day. They pick a bag, pay, leave. No questions asked. At home, the bag is opened. Water boils. Rice drops in. Steam rises. Minutes later, it's ready. Soft. White. Ordinary. What started as a fragile grain becomes a daily meal. You sit down. You eat. And that's it. No one talks about the fields. No one talks about the machines. No one talks about what was lost along the way. And most people never see the journey behind it. It's quiet. Too quiet for something this big. Because everything that happened before this moment is hidden, covered by routine. If you've ever eaten without thinking, without pausing for even a second, just look at what's in front of you now. This didn't just appear. It moved through risk, through pressure, through loss, and still, it made it here, right to you. Maybe it's easy to ignore that. Maybe it's easier not to think about it. But once you do, once you really see it, once you understand what it took, you won't look at it the same way again. It's quiet again. Just you, and the plate in front of you. No machines. No fields. No noise. Just food. But now, it feels different. This isn't just food, it's a global system working every day. You've seen what it takes. The water, the waiting, the risk, the machines that don't stop, the grains that don't make it, the ones that do. Millions of acres, billions of grains, all connected. And somehow, out of all that movement, out of all that pressure, something small made it all the way here, right in front of you. And it all starts with something so small, you could miss it. You lift a spoon. Pause. Because now, you know. This didn't just appear. Someone stood in water, hoping the crop would survive. Someone watched machines, hoping nothing would go wrong. Someone moved it, mile after mile, so it could reach here. And you almost never see them. If this made you stop, even for a second, imagine how many people still haven't. How many still eat, without ever knowing. Some things don't ask for attention. They just exist, quietly. But that doesn't make them less important. Maybe next time, you won't rush through it. Maybe next time, you'll remember what it took. Because now you've seen it. Not just the food, but the story behind it. So the next time you eat rice, will you see it the same way?